Guess who's back? We're back again here on a Monday. I am Daniel Greer. Thank you for hanging out with us right here at Weekday Wages, where we're live Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern. And we're giving you what we have a breakdown of the game or the biggest games of the day. And then we give you our two good plays. And then today, it's a Monday Night Football game. So we're giving you our primetime pay dirt. But there might be some more stuff in store for everybody. As the sports change, the times change, and now we have some nerds that want to talk about the upside down world. And so maybe they'll have some tubing Tuesdays as they talk about Stranger Things. And so we'll see how all this goes. Maybe Mark and Robbie are feeling a little jealous of Robbie and I's TV timeout, but we'll get into Mark here in just a little bit. But today on the show, it's going to be a lot of the same stuff. We're going to give you our plays and the pay dirt and breaking down the game tonight between the Patriots and the Giants. It should be a good one. But thank you all for hanging out with us. And hopefully everybody had a great Thanksgiving. It was a great Thanksgiving for me and my family. And I know the other guys as well, as we were on it Sunday night. And after the show, we probably talked as much after as we did on the show, just hanging out, just good to be back together. Once again, but there is no recap screen, but we did hit a lot of best bets. So let's go ahead and bring in Marky Model here. Last night was a good night for our bets, man.
We did really well last night. You know what? You're right. Having you and Rob back after you guys have been gone for so long, and as Joe put it, there was just way too many days without Weekday Wages last week. And it was just kind of nice to hang out with you guys, and it felt good. I'm so pumped up for the rest of this week.
No doubt. And it was a good time to be back. And yes, we missed we missed a lot, a lot of everybody just hanging out, just chatting it up, because this is honestly the best part of our day. Hopefully we're the best part of your day. But there were some plays and it was a little risky at times. We came out on the right side. We missed my plus 750. They didn't kick any field goals in the third, but in the fourth, they started kicking some field goals, and if we would have played those kickers overs, we would have cashed that too. But we didn't play those individually. But we did have a lot of fun on the show just overall. And the over might have killed you. Well, it killed us as it finally hit in overtime. The worst thing I was thinking of is we would go down, Mark, at 40 points at a tie. And we would just be so pissed. 20-20 tie. Just get caught right there on that stupid hook. Were you nervous?
Yeah. I'm not even gonna lie. Not even gonna lie. It was everything all of a sudden became so frustrating. And why can't these teams score in it? Yeah. But you know what? It cashed.
Yeah, definitely cashed. All right. Well, let's get into the game tonight. We have the it is the Giants and it is the Patriots. On a scale of 1 to 10, let's just be honest. Are you excited? 1 to 10, where are you at?
Actually, give me a solid 6.5 on this one. I think that is this the premier matchup of the season? No, it's not. It is going to be interesting to see how Jackson Dart responds coming off of concussion protocol. So I'm excited to see, very interested in seeing how he returns and what, if any, measures are taken to kind of protect him and keep him safe from himself.
Right.
Listen, Drake May continues to have just a incredible season. I don't anticipate him having much issue with the New York Giants team tonight.
All right. Well, we'll see how that goes. So Jackson Dart does return for the Giants, and obviously we don't have Scatterboo back, but Tracy's there, and they obviously have some decent guys, but it's in all honesty, it's a bunch of no names in my opinion. Besides Theo Johnson, the tight end. I love Theo. He's always been a favorite of mine, always to bet on, just because he has low lines and opportunity. And that's all you can need is opportunity.
Low lines, high ceiling.
Exactly. But now we have a game at 7, and it's been teetering at 7.5. The over under has been, has me worried as well. We're talking about Helen's son, Calvo, feels like it's an over tonight. I need you to spell it out because you can't tell us. How should we say this? Because if not, I'm calling you Helen's son, Calvo, from here on out. But how do you feel about this game? 7.5 on one side or the other, an over or under. Looks like the total is setting at 46.5. Your thoughts just overall in the game?
You know, when the line first opened, it was at 6.5, and then it went 7. So it's been bouncing back and forth between 6, 7, 6, 7.
I'm not doing it. Nope. Not going to do it.
It was too easy. That's low hanging fruit. I think both these teams are going to put up some points. I think the over is the play to go in this one. And if the over hits, it's going to be because New England is starting to run up the score. I don't think that the Giants can do enough to keep it close. I do think the Giants can do enough to get us past the over.
So if you're looking at that 46.5, do you feel confident? I know you don't have I don't know if it bet on it or not, but I'm just saying, do you feel confident because you think that the Patriots score enough to get you over to where, and I want to just piece this apart because I just want to, honestly, I just want to stay and talk through it. Would it not be a smarter thing that if they're going to get there, wouldn't the Patriots have to score? Or do you feel like, hey, I think the Giants could score enough that I think they can be a good dance partner in this? Because a lot of times when I see these big numbers, 46.5, and I don't know if I trust both teams, I would probably lean to the team I feel the most confident about and just take their team total. Why not do that?
I think that's a great play. And if you're leery of the total here and the Giants not being that dance partner for this one, then I think the best play, the best way to attack this is taking the New England's team total over, because I think New England can certainly put up the points. I was just looking to see what the model has. The model has this one projected at 44 points. The line right now is at 46.5. So it's right there in that, such a small degree of variance that you're like, okay, there's a chance that typically we'll see the over hit when it's coming in that close to what the line is.
Well, I'm going to look at these team totals right here, and I apologize if I'm not really paying too much attention. Go ahead.
While you're doing that, I just want to say I just saw this, and
God,
look, our hearts go out to you, buddy. And that just sucks. Cancer sucks. Hate it. And you have family here. If people could just drop in, all of our condolences go out to you and the rest of your family.
Woo. That's tough, man. I haven't dealt with a ton of loss on my side. My wife's side has. Her brother passed away, I'd say almost a year or 2 years ago now. I can't believe it's been that long, from cancer. Crazy. Sucks. And he was literally I think he was a year or two older than me. Very good guy. Her mother, when we first got married, we pushed the wedding up a little bit just to make sure, because she had pancreatic cancer and she died before my daughter even was born. And so, dude, I get it. It hits home more than you probably realize, or what I might be showing, but sucks, dude. I've learned there's nothing good or easy that you can say to make somebody feel good besides, bro, we're here. We care for you. We love you. We are family. But honestly, cancer does suck. It sucks. I'm sorry. There's nothing we can say to make you feel better. But man, if you ever need anything, we're always here. We're always here to hang out. Hopefully make you laugh a little bit. Keep your mind off of it, because I hate dealing with things. I'll just laugh about it, find something funny, and move on. And so I can not think. If I think about things, that's the worst time for me. I hate thinking. And so if I can not think, I'm just going to somehow go past it, something to distract me.
That is the most real moment I think you've ever had on this show, is what you just said right there, because that is so true about you. You do not let anything sit in for too long, because you'll be laughing about it here shortly.
Hell yeah, absolutely. So anyway, yes, hot route. We're going to take one real quick. But yes, D. Johnson, always praying for you, man. But let's get back on this, because I know this is what everybody's here for. And obviously, D. Johnson, same for you. That's why you're here. Right. Let's go to this Patriots team total, 27.5.
Yeah.
We're at the 28-point mark. It's a key number. I think they can score this. Like, you're talking about a team scoring 4 touchdowns against the Giants, a team that's played really well in the Patriots. Why not go there? Because if they're getting over 46.5, they're going to have the Patriots beat at 28, right?
So here's what scares me. You look at what they've done. They played the Jets, they won, finished with 27. They played the Falcons. They won that one by 1 point, scoring 24. I mean, they really haven't gone. They haven't gone over this line except for twice this season. And that was against Cleveland and against Carolina. Both of those were at home. The Jets defense, can they slow people down? They haven't been able to all season. But yeah, 28. And that's what scares the hell out of me is taking this on the team total there, because now we're saying, okay, can they put up 4 touchdowns? And they've only done it twice this season. Are they playing down to that competition and just doing what they have to do to win versus blow somebody out?
I agree. It's tough. I don't know which direction you go. And I hate playing these because like I know football, right? But I just, the intricacies of the game and how these things play out. And it's so night and day because there's no, like basketball. I know basketball better because I can see the matchups, right? You're defending somebody and whatever, and it's back and forth. And football, man, you can scheme up enough good stuff on either side and just completely shut them down and flip a game pretty easily.
Yeah,
or not.
You're right. And you're also dealing it with football. Is it man coverage? Is it zone? Is it, how are they playing? Is it a soft zone? Versus basketball, they're manning you up. You're going to have a defender on you. Exactly. You know what I mean? So basketball for me is a little easier.
All right, we'll see. But we don't have, I'm looking at here, and we don't have any plays on this game for our plays tonight. So let's go ahead and go through this. If you have a favorite player, anything that you love the most, and I see your eyes are telling me something different. So what is different that I don't know about that you don't have a play on?
First of all, I love, in fact, it's up on juststatsports.com, is New England minus the 7. Okay. I think New England wins this thing hands down. I like Drake May. I like Jackson Dart over for his rushing yards. I think that the Patriots are going to be able to get to him enough to make him scramble. They may not be the designed runs to, again, protect him. He's just coming off protocol, but I do think he can scramble, and he's a decent scrambler. So his line's at 23.5, I believe, is what I saw.
I'm showing 28.5 or 27.5 at minus 112 on FanDuel.
Oh, all right. I still like it. I think he can easily put up 30, 35 yards rushing.
Okay. All right. Well, he's done that. He's cleared this line, and looks like 5 of the last 7 games. In the last 2 games, 56, 66. And so he's doing that on a consistent basis. I said today on the Coaching Company morning show, I said the under for Drake May on his rushing is at 25.5.
Right.
I just don't feel confident that he is going to force himself to get out because he hasn't done it recently. Because why would he get out if he doesn't need to get himself banged up? They have everything in front of them. They're playing a team that they should be able to beat. But I'm curious about the rushing, because if I look at this team and the Giants, they give up a ton of yards through the air, but also they give a ton on the ground. And I'm looking at these numbers just overall on Tracy. And I hate the way they do Patriot running backs. I know we're probably burning the butt of Rob right now, but Travion Henderson and Ramondre Stevenson. Like, they have a 14.5 rush attempt line of 65.5 rushing yards for Henderson. And then it's 25.5 rushing yards and 7.5 rush attempts for Stevenson. Do you think that they get the ball and go on the ground and just say, hey, we're going to pound it, professional win, and get out?
No, I don't think so. And I think that in order for them to get over those lines, that has to be the mentality from first snap, first series, all the way through, that they're going to throw the ball sparingly enough to move the chains, but they're going to rely heavily on the run. I don't think that they're going to do that against the Giants. If they do that against the Giants, this game is going to end up being close. And New England doesn't have the offensive line to overpower even the Giants to open up those running lanes.
Yeah.
I think that they're going to have to throw the ball. They're going to put up points, and then we'll see the rushing attempts, the rushing yards come in the second half. I don't think it's going to be enough time to get over those lines, though.
All right, we'll see. Let's go ahead and look at some of these. And yes, Joe, I said burning the butt off Rob. I didn't know where to go. I was trying to be family friendly as well and using certain words, and I kind of got tongue twisted. So yeah, sorry, we're burning Rob's butt today. All right, so Taj likes Dyson Daniels, 11 and a half rebounds and assists at minus 120. Taj, I love that. Maybe I'll have a play on it here in just a second.
Just 1 second. I was just going to say real quickly, everybody dropping plays in the chat. Go ahead and drop a people's parlay pick, because there might be something happening at the end of the show that I'm looking forward to as far as moving forward with these people parlays.
I have no idea what he's talking about. So
drop those plays in the chat.
Just drop the plays in. All right, D. Johnson. B. Behringer over 3 punts. New England punter. So over 3, is that over 2.5? Because over 3 would say you need to get to 4. So over 2.5, I would assume that's not a terrible line. Over 3.5 makes me a little worried, because you're looking at it 2 on each, in each half. How many series are you going to have with both of these teams, unless they can stop them a lot? I don't know.
That's what I'm trying to pull up right now.
I'm going to look at special teams offenses over here, what I'm looking at, and I'm going to go with punt attempts per game. And I'm going to look at right now, we're seeing so the Giants average 3.8 punts per game. And then now let's go to New England, 3.3 attempts per game. The last 3 games are averaging 3.3. The last game they only had 2 punts. Home 3.3, away 3.3. It's all the same. 3.3 is the number pretty much.
Yeah. So then your original question really does come into play. Are we talking about over 2.5, or are we talking about getting to that 4 number?
This would be a tough one for me. I don't know which direction I would go, and I'm trying to see if there is any punt. So there's a total punt of 7.5. That would mean 8. Does that mean you would need at least 5 from, 5 for the Giants, 3 for the Patriots to get you to 8? It is 20 degrees outside.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know enough about it to be able to just be on one side or the other. So I'll give you the last thoughts on this one.
Given the weather conditions and the fact that I don't see this as here's the part that I think is going to help us get there, is because while it's going to be cold, they're not playing in a blizzard. So all we're really dealing with is just a temperature aspect of it, which means a lot of drop passes that would normally be caught. It's going to create more third down situations than we would normally see, which then lends itself to the over 7.5 total punts. I would play the over 7.5 versus targeting a single player.
All right, we'll see. All right, well, I want to go through this one because Helen's son, Calvo, I just can't bet on a punt. And yes, punters are people too, but yeah, I don't. It's tough.
If there's anybody who's taken enough crap for betting on kickers, it's you.
100%.
So
100%.
But we've got that one dialed in. I just haven't played around with the punters.
Bro, I am now. I just looked at this. I want to pull this up. And I know I didn't have a lot that I was able to put up on Just That Sports in general, but I was looking at my numbers because I did have plays for myself. 33-19 on the season. That's a positive 14, right? So I feel good about the way we did kickers this year, and picking our spots has been a really good thing. All right, let's go through these. We're gonna mow through these real fast. We got Rob saying Diggs 100+ receiving yards in both primetime games on the season. New York, obviously sucks against the wide receiver 1, so that might be a good look for him. Drake passing touchdowns 2. I looked at that as well. I think that the odds on his passing touchdowns for Drake are a little high. I think his passing touchdowns for 2 would be -165 is the best I see it. I do like that as well. First touchdown for Scotty has Jackson Dart at +2,000. Taj likes it, but maybe not on the first one as a anytime touchdown. We'll get to the primetime pay dirt here later on at +210. And then he has a super long Kyle Williams. I don't know who Kyle White Williams is +5,000. Do you know who Kyle Williams is?
Probably the
I thought he misspelled him. It's just like Kyron Williams, wrong, day late, dollar short kind of deal. I don't know.
The Kyle Williams. No. Is it the guy that tapes up everybody's ankles?
He might be the trainer.
I don't know.
All right. So looks like that's all we have right now. But Scotty wants to know if he gets a saloon shot of Kyle Williams or Jackson Dart's first touchdown. Because Kyle Williams is +5,000, I
would say yes.
Pair that with Jackson Dart. So either one gets you in the saloon. I'll give you that. You agree?
What the hell? It's Christmas time. Why not?
Well, it's kind of Thanksgiving.
No,
all right.
So.
PJ Washington for Taj over 15.5 total points at -125. And I think that's all we have. Nate G's coming in late. Macklin Celebrini, anytime goal +155.
I like that. I like that one.
Right.
Celebrini has been on a tear.
All right. This is the last one for this game. If you have other ones, we'll get to them after we give our picks. This is the last one, but go ahead and put any plays you want in for the people. Put in whatever you want. If you have suggestions or if you want questions or answers to any questions you got, we'll get to those after we get to our picks. But this is the last one before we do that. Hunter Henry, 3.5 receptions. Over or under? And I've looked at Hunter Henry, so I can speak on this and say, I don't know.
And just on a pure gut reaction, I would take the over.
The over is the right play. It's through the last 4. It's at plus money. I'm showing Fanatics at +105 is what I see. They're giving up a decent amount, 3.7 in the last 10 games on average receptions to the tight end. They're not bad against the tight end. They've only had one person blow up, and that was Goddard early in the season back in October. So they do play the tight end fairly well. And so that's the only thing you got to worry about. So we'll see. All right. But we do want to get into our picks before the show gets away from us. But before that, we got to hear from our guy, Seabass. And he has a promo code I'll tell you about right after this.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Seabass, the only 5-star chef in the game. We all know sports betting is full of bad beats and tough calls. But when it comes to flavor, there's no second guessing. Bassett's Blends is the plus EV lock of every meal. We don't need a stinking model. Crafted with winning spices and bold taste, Bassett's Blends comes in 3 flavors, original, hot, and no salt, that's going to turn chicken, steak, vegetables, any dish into a can't-miss cover every night. With Bassett's Blends, there's no bad beats, no flavor fades, just guaranteed greatness. Check out the link right here where you can pick up your Bassett's Blends for a guaranteed lock every single night.
So Seabass has a 20% off right now. The best thing to do is go over to his Twitter account if that's the easiest social media that you got. He's at cbassett, that's BASSETT 33, and it's 20% off. There's a link there to be able to go and order his stuff through there. And so I would suggest that. I'm trying to get a link or a code, and he's trying to figure out the best way of doing it. But we'll make sure we have that to you here shortly. But let's go ahead and get to our picks. We're going to the association, Mark. Start us off.
Look, I am taking the Rockets and the Jazz. First half total over 111.5. First of all, I can't believe this total is so low. These two teams met on Sunday, right? They're in the second night. Yes, they played yesterday. This one sailed well past the over. They put up 127 points in yesterday's game. I don't see any reason for them to slow down tonight. Houston absolutely owns the boards, and what that means is that they don't give up second shots. In fact, when they're clearing the boards, they're putting back their own shots, scoring points. The model has this one rated, and it has the largest variance between first quarter and first half, but I'm going to play this one a little bit safer and say that they come out with possibly tired legs in that first quarter, get back into it. Give me the over for the total on the first half.
Let's go to Dyson Daniels here. And Taj likes the over rebounds and assists, and I like that as well. But I want to go ahead and just play it simple because he does a better job of rebounding. The only thing that worries me about these over 5.5 rebounds, and it's showing minus 135 when I made this, but it has now dropped to minus 125, which is obviously in our favor, especially for you all. I did play it minus 135 because I was afraid it was going to move to 6.5 completely. But it's in our favor at BetMGM at minus 125. He's done this 12 out of the last 14 games, but he did play a double overtime and 44 minutes last night or yesterday, in a game that just went crazy bonkers. So yes, they are traveling from Philly. And so now they're going to go to Detroit, which is a much better team. Dyson Daniels has to play. This kid is young. He's going to bounce back. I still like him to have enough in the tank to go over the 5.5 rebounds. And it's at minus 135 I'm showing here, but it's minus 125 for all of you. So go ahead and get those in now. And it's crazy that we're both going to NBA plays. And I almost went to another first quarter over, and I'm glad you played that first half over. That's a good look.
I'll tell you what, if anything, that tells you how afraid of this Patriots-Giants game we are and which angle to take on it. And you look at this, and sometimes the best bets are the ones that you don't make.
Yeah.
And
no doubt.
Give me the NBA tonight. I feel a lot more confident there.
And Dyson Daniels and that Hawks team worries me a little, but I think that they're all young enough. And, when you're young, you're dumb, and you can have enough energy to get through these. So we'll see. But let's go ahead and get to the primetime pay dirt and marquee model. Let's look at the guys who we have on this screen. We have some guys that aren't really friends of mine, especially a guy like Trevion Henderson at minus 105. He is the lead cow back for the Patriots, but I don't trust him. Stephon Diggs, don't really trust him either. Hunter Henry, I normally do trust him at plus 210, but the Giants play decent against that. I guess the tight ends overall. Tyrone Tracy, we don't know if we're going to go with Tyrone Tracy there, and if he's a guy, or Jackson Dart's the one that sneaks one in. Wan'Dale Robinson plus 230, and then my guy Theo Johnson plus 310. So many different ways we can go. Which way are you going with some primetime pay dirt?
Give me Wan'Dale Robinson.
Okay.
Why? Because that apostrophe in the middle of his name makes as much sense to me as this game does. That's why I figured it's – look, first of all, I may or may not be on him to do the first touchdown on another program. So let's keep it real consistent. I love Wan'Dale.
All right. Well, I'm torn because I am on a Hunter Henry first tutter, but I don't know if he's the guy that gets in because, like I said, they played, Giants play well against the tight end. If anything, I do think that Trevion Henderson's a good look. And in all honesty, Tyrone Tracy, or who's the other back for them? I'm trying to think. What's his name?
Who?
For the Giants. Devin Singletary.
Yes, Singletary.
And he scored touchdowns like crazy too. Tyrone Tracy has not. So might be a Devin Singletary kind of plus 240 touchdown. But at the end of the day, I think I have to go with my guy, Theo Johnson. I think Theo Johnson has been a guy that's been really good this whole year, and it's the highest odds on the board. So I got to go with Theo Johnson at plus 310. So let us know who you're looking at, because I'm curious how everybody else is going to go, because this looks disgusting to me. Like trying to pick out a touchdown out of all these guys just screams gross.
Which is why I think you go with the guy that is like, wait a minute, is he still playing? And that for me is Wan'Dale Robinson. I just think that it's going to be some obscure guy that gets that first touchdown.
Wan'Dale's good though.
He is good. He is good. And that's why I think that he gets open against New England.
Okay. We'll see. It'll probably end up being Stephon Diggs and Trevion Henderson and Ramondre Stevenson, all boring.
But those are all for the first touchdowns, right?
No.
This
I'm
is
saying
just
for any.
Yeah, this is for just any touchdown.
Yeah, any touchdown. So we'll see, but yes, it should be a fun game. I think it'll be honestly like a decent game that's going to be played into the 40s. And so at that point, like that's not a bad football game if we can get into the 40s. We saw that last night into the 40s, and then overtime carried us into 40 I guess into the 50s at that point. So we'll see just overall. But yeah, that's going to be our plays and our primetime pay dirt tonight on that one. But we do have a question because Rich is bringing this one. Should we bet Cunningham and Duren props since the Hawks are going to be tired from last night? So I was thinking of that while we were talking about the primetime pay dirt, and that there's two train of thought. Okay, let me just be honest. This could be a blowout because you're talking about a team that's coming off of, just being tired, and it could get away from them early. And at that point, you sit your guys. They don't have any bigs for the Hawks. And so Duren would worry me in that aspect because you start playing the younger guys, you start playing the guards, and then he ends up being played off the court because there's no reason to get him hurt. You have a 20-point lead. You play him in spots, but you don't play him his normal minutes. That's the only thing I'd worry about. But the other side you could argue is he's going to be the best, most athletic big guy on the court. He's going to gobble up rebounds. He didn't do it in the last matchup. That's the only thing that I say is he didn't fare well against him in the last matchups. And so I'm curious about Duren. Cunningham, always a good look, but he's going to have inflated numbers. So any thoughts on which direction you would go?
Yeah, I think that the points you're bringing up are absolutely 100% valid, especially when you're looking at playing them as single players. My advice would be take these alt lines for whatever you want to play. If you're playing, a combo line or just points or rebounds, whatever it is that you're looking at, take an alt line and drop that thing down and put both of them together. It's the blowout insurance, right?
Oh, okay. I got
you see what I'm saying? So you're dropping it down based on the fact that, okay, these guys might not get their full regiment of minutes in this game, especially if it's a blowout, but they will be able to do enough to get me here and then play it as a same game parlay. That would be my advice.
Okay. Looking at the just a home away, also versus Atlanta, not versus Atlanta, just looking at these different lines. I don't know. Duren's cooled off a little bit. Everything but the rebounding. The rebounding on 11.5 is the only thing I would say is it's a very high number. If you look at his first quarter lines, he looks like he's getting close to 3 rebounds in the first quarter. So you're right at the full game of 12. And so there's no aspect to maybe grab. What I would say is I would wait a little bit. And then because in the first quarter, it looks like he's playing roughly 8 minutes in the first quarter. So he is playing a good amount. I think what you could do is possibly grab a better number coming into his second run into the second quarter. And that's what I look at is how guys are getting their minutes. And it looks like he's getting 6 to 7 minutes there in the second quarter. So he's probably going out for a stretch of 7 or so minutes. Your number's going to fall if you're looking at a rebounding number. And so if it's at 11.5, once he goes out, you should be able to get it maybe like 9.5 when he's coming back in and with like 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. If that makes sense at all on a live play. What?
I didn't say it.
Well, I don't know. I'm lost. Oh my God. Oh my God. I can't do it. All right. But that's all we got. So yes, let's, I would say hold off and I would live play it and see how it starts. If I'm doing anything, Rich, I would say I would live play that 100%. If you can't do live plays, then yes, I think Mark's direction is. If not, I would, if anything, I would look at Cunningham assist. I think Cunningham, it could be assist where he doesn't have to completely, trigger himself into the game where he's like locked and loaded. He can play freely, not too intense, play within the flow of the game, whatever he's given, pass the rock. 10 plus assists for Cunningham looks like a good play, no matter the outcome of the game. But all right, so you got the People's Parlay. You got your thoughts. What are you doing here? You're taking over the show now at this point.
No, I'm not. So here's what we're doing. We're going to let the people take over the show. How are we going to do this? instead of trying to research all of these. Today is a little different, technical reasons right up until literally 2 minutes before we started. But moving forward, what we should have is a poll that will have 3 or 4 different plays. You pick the one that you like the most. That's the one we'll go with. And then if it's me and DG on the shows on Monday, Rob and I on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, we will give you our plays, not our official plays, but we'll find a people's parlay play that we like for that day. We'll put all 3 of those together, and then we'll release that right after the show.
Okay. So we're pretty much giving them some options to choose from.
Yeah.
Whatever they like the best will be the third leg of that parlay.
Correct.
All right. I like it. Good idea there, Marcus Aurelius.
And for tonight's, I'm going to get yours right after we're done with the show. I already know what I'm playing, and then I'll pick one out of the comments that we have here today, and we'll roll with the people's parlay right after this.
All right. We'll do it. All right. Well, that'll be it for today on the show. Thank you all for hanging out with us. Make sure you do us a favor. Go ahead and like this and subscribe if you're already not a subscribing member of Weekday Wagers. We're trying to grow this, and we have to say thank you because we're still getting people subscribing, even when we were off last week, pretty much. Like it's continuously, like I looked at the chart and it's going up, 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 up. And I'm like, all right, cool. As long as we're still climbing and not plateauing is the idea. And honestly, it's because of all the comments, because all of the people, we're putting out the content. But in all honesty, if you didn't like it, you probably wouldn't comment. You wouldn't be here. And so I'm glad everybody's hanging out, having a good time with each other and kind of growing, the family that we have just in general. And so it's been a good change. It's been a breath of fresh air for all of us. We're working harder than we've been probably, but I think it's well worth it. We're putting out shorts like crazy, as Joe said, lots of views. Yes, because I think the work that we're putting in behind the scenes and on the screen is definitely doing a good job. So we'll see.
Lastly, D. Johnson, our hearts and prayers are out to you and your family. And again, reach out. We're always here.
Always. But thank you all for hanging out with us. We appreciate you making us part of your day. Hopefully we are the best part of your day. But we'll be back here tomorrow. Mark and Robbie going Stranger Things, little upside down world. Yeah, I need to watch some more of that because I'm going to be so lost at this point. We're talking about goons and goblins and everything else. Who knows?
A lot of Stranger Things.
A lot of Stranger. Okay, anyway, we'll see you tomorrow.